What's up, guys? TJ Stukes, player 182. Squid Game's the challenge. What's up, TJ?
What's up? What's up? Chilling.
What you up to, man?
Living. Beating the odds every day. I woke up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, we got a lot to talk about today, and like I told you, we want to have fun with this show.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to flip things up a little bit. So I thought we would play a game.
Oh, God damn it.
So here's the thing. So the thing about the game is, if you win $100.
Oh, shit.
For every game that we play.
For every game that we play.
But if you lose, I ask if you can do a promo video or just a video saying that MonsterLink is the best marketing company.
Okay.
All
Then,
right?
I lose one on purpose.
All right, man. So I guess let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
All right. Right. All right.
Ah! This is funny.
All right.
Oh, shit.
So I thought while we do the podcast,
Yeah.
we can play a game of Battleship.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Are
fair.
you down? All right. Let's do this.
Okay.
So I'm going to start setting up my boats while I ask you some questions.
Mm-hmm.
But let's start off with, let me know a little bit about what was the thing that surprised you most about being on the show?
The scale. I say definitely the scale. The everything about the show, you know, like you look at the TV show on Netflix, right? The scripted show.
Yeah.
You're like, holy crap, that's crazy that people live in this, and then seeing it in real life. You're like, oh my God. It was a 1-for-1 replica of the show.
It was like a major studio, right?
Major. And so, you know, when people say, I look at every single comment online.
Yeah.
I just don't say nothing. So when people say, Mr. Beast is better, no, they put $100 million into the production.
Yeah, I heard about that. I read that they had about it was about $1 million per episode.
Yes.
Is that correct?
And that's just the episodes. That's not the background stuff you saw, like that you don't see, you know? And it's like, think about it. They flying 456 people from around the world to London just for a show, and then shacking them up for 2 days at a hotel in a big hotel, like not a normal hotel.
Yeah.
In like the London Bridge Hotel. And then, you know, I already got mine. I don't know, man. All right, I'm a pro at this. So, but
that's what the guys were telling me. Like, he was a captain, man. So he's good. I haven't played since I was 10. So
my brother-in-law, my captain.
All right. So I think I'm ready too.
Okay, let's do it.
Right, so
damn PTSD.
All right, so I'll let you do the honors. Go ahead.
Okay. I'd say I gotta go with my girl B, C4.
C4.
Yeah.
It's a miss.
Ooh. Damn.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to go with B4.
Miss. Yep. Miss.
All right. So what was the best memory that you had from the experience?
So, so many people were casted from around the world, right?
Yeah.
And you don't expect people to like them, like form a bond out of nowhere. So, ironically, this one guy, player 183,
yeah,
the one who eliminated 141 Dash,
yeah,
he was my closest ally. Little 5'6" white boy from Arkansas, country as hell. Me and him, we bonded the tightest because, you know, like he told me he was one of the only people to like be real with me, but everybody was being real with me. But when it counted, you know, he was like, hey, like, don't do that or do that or be yourself, like be in the moment. You know, like he always tapped me like, hey, like be in the moment, man. Because I was so angry at how they used us as entertainment to, you know, get people money, basically get a person money, and I hated that. And he was like,
yeah,
hey,
I read that it was an all or nothing show, like
definitely all or nothing show, and I absolutely hated that. Like because we formed bonds with these people.
Yeah,
we actually like created friendships out of nothing, and they wanted us to hate each other so bad, and we didn't. And so every time a person got eliminated or people got eliminated, I was very upset because it's like, I understand the games. People gonna get eliminated in the games, but the challenges was very difficult. And he always tapped me, like, "Hey, we made it. It's sad that they didn't, but we made it."
Yeah.
So 183 for damn sure.
Was there some benefit to? I don't know, like, and I talked to all the guys, and there's some strategic things to creating alliances, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some people just played it like I'm a run on my own and kind of lay low until the end, and then I'll start making my moves, right? Mm-hmm. So if you could do it again, would you change your strategy?
Absolutely not, because I got to know people, and they got to know me. Yeah. So one thing about meeting people that from around the world, different cultures, different mannerisms, different, like, just all around lives, you get to talk to people, you get to expand your horizons. And, like me, way before that, I was a world traveler already with basketball. Yeah. So I got to see cultures. I got to live cultures. I got to be in the midst of that, and seeing people, like, in all my travels, seeing something brand new still after world traveling for almost 20 years of my life. And it shows how much we truly don't know about the world when you meet somebody, when you travel the world for 20 years, then meet somebody that you've never been,
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do anything over.
I feel you on that, because a lot of the times, sometimes when you stay in your zone, I mean, I think a lot of people from El Paso can relate to this. Mm-hmm. You just stay in El Paso, man. You don't learn. You don't grow from that, Facts. If you get out, you learn, man. I'm always trying to put myself in other environments where I can pick up stuff, because that's how I learn, man.
Yeah, and that attributed to my kindness, my empathy, because when you're in another country and it's not what you're used to, and you have to adjust. Yeah. Especially when you're living in another country. Yeah. You have to adjust, because just because they're not from America or they're not what you're used to, now you have to get to what they're used to. And so, but it takes a lot of humility to do that. Americans think that, like basketball players, for example, when they go to another country, they think like, I'm not doing that. But, that's not your country. That's not what you're used to. Yeah. You have to adjust and adapt. That's one thing as a New Yorker that I'm very proud of. Like, New York taught me that.
As a basketball player and as a player, what's the importance of adjusting?
Adjusting, because everybody's different. Everybody has a different game. Everybody, even your opponents or your teammates. So being a leader for a majority of my years playing, there's some people I could yell at, right? Yeah. Like, come on, do better. Yeah. And there's some people I couldn't. Yeah. I had to be really soft, gentle. Yeah. And that right there, that taught me how to succeed in life, because there's so many people that you can yell at. I can yell at you, but I can't yell at the next person. Yeah. I can push a person who needs it, but I can pull a person who also needs it.
Yeah. That's what makes a great leader, right? You know when to push, you know when to kind of let off a little bit, and you kind of raising people to their potential.
Exactly. Yeah. Raising people to their potential. Yeah. That's a good quote. Put it on a shirt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you could have brought one thing to the show, what would you have brought?
That's a very good question, because I'm going to be real with you, right? I don't know if I can curse or not. Can I?
Yeah. Say whatever, man.
Okay. So
I don't work too hard to be able to not say what the fuck we want to say on the
They
podcast.
made me look like a little bitch. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So I'm not that guy. Yeah. Like I'm tough, like physically tough. Yeah. And
is that the type of coaching you like as well? Like somebody.
I love somebody who holds me accountable. Yeah. I love that. Same because how can you get better if somebody doesn't let you know what you're doing wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's my wife every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I get frustrated, sometimes I get upset, but I sit back and think, he'd be like, damn, she's right.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, the reason why I was so empathetic, so soft, so kind in the show, because people were breaking. And I've seen that before.
Yeah, I seen that. I noticed that a lot of people were getting really emotional about the show, man.
And
you think it was the money that made that happen, or you think it was the stress and the pressure?
Nah, not eating 800 calories a day, sleeping 5 hours a day. You know, like a lot of people, this is the first time that a lot of people in the show was away from their families for that long.
Yeah.
They were breaking, like mentally, physically. Like me, physically, I'm used to that. Yeah. I'm used to crazy ass situations like that.
Yeah. Mentally,
same thing. However, you know, the true strength of a man is being emotionally intelligent. A man in general. So, you know, when a man doesn't adjust his emotions for what his environment is in, he's not strong because he's not willing to do that. And it takes, like I will go back to it, takes a lot of humility to adjust yourself for the people that you don't know or you do know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You got to be able to humble yourself and be empathetic. I use that word a lot. I'm always telling my daughter that, you know, you got to try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. It's easy to just fire off, you know. But when you do that, man, you grow.
Yeah.
It's just being emotionally intelligent. Man.
My mom would always say one thing: the path of the righteous is the hardest.
Yeah.
It's the most difficult path. But if you stick by it, you'll win in life.
Yeah.
And you know,
that's good.
Yeah. Like my mom, she's been through it. I mean, like she's been through it. Life has kicked her over and over and over again, but she's still fighting. Even to this day, still fighting.
How important do you think it is for somebody that's coming up to have that, to kind of like, do you think it forges you, or you think you can build that without having to be beat down and go through all that struggle?
You know, like one thing, unfortunately, to be wise, you have to go through stuff.
Yeah.
You have to go through things in life. Life has to beat you down.
Yeah.
So you can, you know, rise up from the ashes. Like with this generation, nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to fail.
Yeah.
So, you know, they either want the quick success or the success that they feel that they earned.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I worked for this. Nah, you're not taking this away from me. You know, and everybody wants money or status now, instead of just being cool with themselves.
I love the fail fast approach too, man. Like I love it. Like let's do it. Let's experiment with it.
Like
if it fucks up, fuck it. You just pick up.
I failed so much in my life, so much, and you know, failing in life. Like I self-sabotaged half my career. To be honest, I had NBA teams knocking at my door. Like literally knocking at my door, like, yo, the Jets waiting, like, we got to drive now, the Jets waiting. And so I was like, nah, I'm good.
What do you think? Why do you think we do that, man? Because I do that to myself as well, too. And that's why I'm curious to hear what other people that have been in those positions, why do you think we self-sabotage like that?
Fear.
I agree with you. 100%.
Fear of failure.
That's the word that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm. Because like when you put fear in front of a decision, you see things that don't exist.
Yeah.
Like the what ifs. Like what if I fail? What if everybody look at me weird? What if everybody like call me stupid? What if everybody, you know, but like me, I put fear in front of a decision for so long. Like I could have been a mainstay in the NBA, right? The moment I took my chance, universe said, nah, you good. Like you got to be humble. Tore my ACL, tore my MCO, cracked my kneecap in half.
Damn.
The moment I took my chance, and it was like, you should have took it then. The universe said that you should have took it then. Damn. Because it was right in front of you, and you just said, fuck the universe then. No, you're going to pay a price right now.
It's crazy how life works out that way.
It's so crazy.
When I talk to a lot of successful people, that's what they say, man. Like they gave it to me, and then I got it all taken away from me, just so I can show me like the value of what I had.
I thought I was invincible, for so long, because I worked hard. Don't get me wrong. I worked very hard for where I was at.
Yeah.
But I was arrogant. I was a typical New Yorker. Arrogant. Like, no, this is mine. I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But then when everything was taken away
from me. It's a crazy
me,
balance, balancing that confidence, right? Because you got to have confidence. You got to believe in yourself, right?
Tough balance.
Go ahead, shoot.
Oh, yeah, my bad. D6.
Miss.
Shit.
I'm gonna go with D7.
Miss. Yeah, you missed.
So what's one of the things you've picked up? Like, what's one of the I'm not gonna use the word craziest, but the place that you've been that's just been different. It was like culture shock, man.
Okay, I got two. All right. So this place called Turkmenistan. You ever heard of that?
Turkmenistan?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard
It's
of
a
it.
place right outside of Iraq. So, like, you hear Iraq, you think like, oh God, it's the worst place ever.
Yeah.
This is, I couldn't say the more complete opposite. Buildings were literally made of marble and gold. I mean, literal.
Damn.
Not even joking. Like a building may have cost $2 million. And we, like a regular building too, like just a building. And so the restaurants out there, you know, we were playing ball. And so, like the bill was like $10,000 US. And we had a guy just like, hey, give him a $2,000 tip. Like, what? Like, huh? Like, all right, yeah, I guess. And the hotel we stayed in, it was like our house, but it was a hotel. It was a building filled with gold and diamond and like diamond chandeliers that covered the entire ceiling, like from floor 20 to floor 1, a diamond,
Wow.
a diamond,
Like kings and queens type
like
shit?
literal.
Oh,
And one of the cleanest places I've ever been to in my life.
Wow.
And the Olympic arena that we played in, man, sits 30,000 people. The president, the prime minister of Turkmenistan had his own suite. And it was so crazy just to see how much people love basketball in a country you probably never heard of. And then Beijing.
How did they get their wealth? Is it through oil?
I don't know, to be honest. But they had wealth. It wasn't rich. It was wealth. Wealth. But and then Beijing, China.
Yeah.
Beijing, China was one of the most craziest places I've ever been to in my life. I don't think you realize how much they love basketball in China. I don't think you realize how much. And you know, when I went out there, I played for the Beijing Ducks, and man, that world is different. You think here's crazy? No, go over there. And they're really conservative with their emotions. But outside of the arena, boy, like, oh, let's take a picture. Oh, let's take a picture. I never got stared at as much as I ever got stared at in China. But it's not like a place of like, it's like a place of confusion. It's like, why are you here? Like, but like, why? Like, I want to know why. And so, China, Beijing, specifically Beijing, and Turkmenistan is the two places that was just blew my mind.
That's amazing. I think that's awesome that you've been able to travel. That's how you learn about people, right? You learn about different cultures and stuff. Go ahead, shoot.
F3.
Hit.
I told you.
All right. I'm gonna go with E4.
Okay, E4. E4. Miss.
Damn it.
I'm good at this.
I recently read Tim Grover's book, Winning. You know, Tim Grover was Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. He talked about like the dark side, you know, and like accepting the dark side. This is how like Kobe, came up with the Mamba whole thing and everything. Going back to what you were talking about, that we self-sabotage ourselves. Like, how have you learned to be able to manage that and that relationship?
I posted it, and that's crazy that you say that. I literally posted on Twitter. You know, they was like, what's one self-realization that you had that had you like, oh my God?
Yeah.
And I said, I self-sabotaged until I moved out my own way.
Yeah.
And I realized how life can be great. So great if you just move out your own way.
Yeah.
And so one guy, when it was a comment that asked me, he said, if you don't mind explaining. And I said, I had the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks, I had Atlanta Magic, and literally when they was New Jersey Nets, I had them like literally calling me, blowing my phone up, knocking on my door, but I was scared to take the chance. And so, like I told you, I made the training camp team for the Boston Celtics, and then boom, tore my joint. And so I settled. And I played for the, don't get me wrong, the Harlem Wizards is a great organization, but I could have been making millions upon millions.
Yeah.
Instead of making thousands upon thousands, if that makes sense. And when you realize like the dark side of you, like when you embrace that side, when you sit in that side, like what makes it the dark side, I feel that you will become a better person. You will understand the darkness in other people.
Yeah.
And try to make them better, because you can't save everybody. I learned that over the years. You can't save everybody. But when you allow yourself to be like, why did I do that? Why? Instead of, you know, like people ask the question, but they don't sit in the answer.
Yeah.
Like when you sit in that answer and you sit in that embarrassment, you sit in that shame, you sit in that, it's heavy on your shoulders and heart and mind.
Yeah.
And then you fight through why, you become so much better.
Yeah. He talks about making a deal with that dark side and just accepting the dark side, accepting that side and embracing that side of you too.
Yeah. Because like, okay, it's crazy. I heard this in an anime. It's crazy. It said dark cannot fight dark. It said you can only fight dark with light. And it cannot be one or the other. It has to be 50-50. It has to be. Because the dark side is the person that made you, but the light side is the person that made you better. So when you sit in that dark, when you understand it, when you like comprehend why it's dark, and then you realize you don't walk away from it. You just look at the sun a little bit, like, oh man, damn, that's how life could have been.
Yeah.
And so like you have to embrace the dark as much as you embrace the light, because a shadow doesn't exist with light, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's one of those things that, like, even in business, like as I run my business, sometimes you doubt yourself, man. You're doing the same shit. Yeah. Some day you're on top. Sometimes you feel like, what the hell am I doing, man? I don't got it figured out or anything, right? Go ahead, shoot.
F3. I mean, no. Yeah. No, sorry. I just did that. F4.
Miss.
Shit.
G5.
G5. Damn. Hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit.
All right. So I read that you were your first TV appearance was on a Nike Battlegrounds.
Yes.
With LeBron James.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
Whew. That opened my eyes to the world of basketball, the glamour of TV. You know, so it's crazy. I just looked at this video today. There was about 900 people who tried out, and they ended up picking 10 in New York. And so, you know, like I played my game. I would, one thing that's consistent with me, I'm always going to be me, right? So I in a lack of a better term, a lack of a better word, I shitted on people a lot. And God rest his soul, Kewan Smith, he was my biggest challenge. He was my height, you know, he could dribble better than me, he could shoot better than me, but my fight, you know, I didn't give up. And I kept going at him and going at him and going at him and going at him. And he did the same thing to me. And, you know, iron sharp as iron.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we got down to the final 10, because the cuts was crazy. It was like 900 to 500 people, 500 to 200, 200 to like 50, 50 to 30, 30 to 15, 15 to 10. And this was all in a week. This is like, it was like boom, 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 boom. And then the game we played against Team Chicago. So, you know, Chicago, they got ballers. They got some hoopers.
Yeah.
And so, ironically, we played against Patrick Beverly, who plays on Philly now. And he, you know, he's a defensive bug. He's all over the place. He's the same. He was the same exact way in 2005 how he is today. And the true reason why we beat them, because we were in phenomenal shape. Like that man, Jerry with a G, he whipped us into shape. I mean, it was bad how much, like, we went through absolute hell, but through the hell, we came up and seen why we went through it. And I mean, it was crazy. LeBron was on the court with us the whole time. LeBron practiced with both teams.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you have any direct interaction with
Yeah,
LeBron?
yeah, he practiced with both teams, and I'm like, so I'm standing next to him, and he's talking to the team. I'm like, man, like we the same person. We shaped exactly the same. He said, yeah, but you ain't better than me. I said, play me one-on-one then. Nah, no, it's not in my contract. All right, whatever. All right, I hear you, but I ain't listening. So I got to get to NBA to play you. Said, yeah, make it. So, that was one of my motivations, just to shut him up.
this was, I mean, it was 2005, right?
Yeah,
so
this is
like
his third
early
year.
LeBron.
Yeah, his third, fourth year.
Yeah.
And me and him was like, obviously he shoot better than me, but me and him was the same person. I was just as athletic as him, just as quick, just as fast. I was more defensive though. I loved like just shutting down people in basketball. I absolutely that was my identity for a long, long time. And in college, I won Defensive Player of the Year in the nation though. And so like that's a big deal. Yeah. Out of like 800, 900 players, you're the top defensive player. And that was my identity for a long time. But the game, we were down 20, right, at halftime, and we came back and won by 8. And so, like we played in Akron, where LeBron's from.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to see a guy that was my age making that much money and doing what he does.
How'd you get involved with that?
My next door neighbor, he got a piece of paper. Like literally, I was coming home. I was working at Best Buy. I was coming home from work, and he said, yo, look. He said, you got to do this. You got to do this. I was like, nah, man, I got to go work tomorrow. I'm like, you bugging out. And he said, no, you're going to regret it. Just do it. So I called my boss that night. It was like 1 a.m, right? I was like, yo, I got a basketball opportunity. I don't know what it is. It's just Nike, dealing with Nike. And he was like, man, all right, just come in when you come in.
At that point, you didn't know LeBron was involved?
I did not know. I just know it was Nike. That's it. And so, I went and I seen all the people. I thought it was like a commercial or something. And I seen all the people, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like legit, like a line wrapping around the block of the gym. And then it was like a Six Flags like line waiting for this, waiting for a roller coaster or something. It was like around the block, down the stairs, around the stairs, and then going into the gym. It was literally like I counted 700, but when I got the final number, it was like 930 people that tried out.
What's the most famous basketball player you've ever played against?
Ooh, okay. So Joakim Noah was my teammate in AAU. He played for the Bulls, played for the Knicks, and Benton Gordon. I was next in line. He played for the Bulls, Detroit. The most famous player I played against and had one of the best games, his name is Corey Homicide Williams. Did you hear his nickname? Homicide. and he's 6'4", 250-pound guard. He was one of the most difficult, like, he gave me 47. I gave him 40, though, as a 19-year-old. And he was like, you got some talent, kid. And he, like, a lot of people don't know his name, Corey Williams. He's a legend. He has a statue in Australia. Like, he played in the NBL, the same one that LaMelo Ball played in. Yeah. But he has a statue. He's like they fly him out every week to do commentary on games.
Yeah.
And so, he's going through something right now. He's sick right now. And prayers for Corey. He was one of the guys that took me under his wing for a while. And he taught me the hard knocks of basketball.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Why?
Defense. Jordan was on 7 defensive first teams. LeBron, 1. Defense. You win with defense.
If you can play for any NBA team, what team would you play for?
The Knicks, baby. Let's go.
I was going to ask you. I kind of figured you'd say that.
Let's go, Knicks. Sorry, one more time. Wait. Knicks. All right, sorry.
Go ahead, shoot.
F2.
F2. Miss.
What? Bullshit.
G4.
Yeah, so what? It's a hit.
I heard you had a role on an Adam Sandler movie.
Yes. Adam
what was
Sandler.
That like?
Hustle. So it was weird. It was weird for me because I was so used to being casted as a typecasted, basketball player. They wanted me to be a coach. I'm like, what? Hell no. And so the audition was us playing 3-on-3, right? And we played for like 20 minutes, and I was busting their ass. Like I was like dogging them, and I was out of shape. I was a little heavy. I was like 260, and so like, but I was busting their ass, and so like, oh yeah, they want me as a basketball player. Yeah. Took my picture and everything, and it was like, hey TJ, they called me back like the next day. TJ, would you mind being a coach? Because the basketball players, you're not going to stand out as a basketball player, and because you'll just blend in. And it was like, I was like, what? How much I'm getting paid? They said, you'll be getting paid a little bit more because you have a little bit more camera time. You won't be in the background. And so I'm like, oh shit, yeah. And they was like, what would you think about doing a voiceover? I'm like, for what? Like, and it was like just for one of the scenes that, Adam is talking in. So I'm like, hell yeah, absolutely. So that was different because I've never done a voiceover for a major movie. And then I've never been a coach in a movie. I've been always typecasted as a basketball player. So I thought that they wouldn't have my size in the suit. Bam, had my size in the suit. And had my shoe size and actual nice shoes. So, I was a Boston coach, and waiting the whole movie to see that. and it was cool seeing that towards the end, when Adam Sandler actually became a coach. And he's one of the most humble people I've ever met. I was doing tricks, and I spun the ball on my finger and punched it off the glass and it went in. He was like, what the fuck? He's like, do that again. I was like, nah, I don't do it for free. And so like, he was like, so he had a $100 gift card from Olive Garden in his pocket. I'm like, why do you have a $100 gift card in Olive Garden and you're worth $50 million? I'm like, why? He said, why? I don't know. Why? He said, I'll do it again. I'll give you this. So I did it again. He said, that is some bullshit. And so like, I'm like, I mean, I basically play for the Globetrotters. It's not the Globetrotters, but you is more familiar with the Globetrotters. People are more familiar with that. And he was like, oh, shit, give me back the cards. Nope, it's in my pocket. And he was like, man, he said, stay in contact, this and that, and follow me on Instagram and all that. So like, just a man that's been part of all of our lives for 20-something years. Yeah. And he's asking me to follow him. Like, what? And it was just cool meeting him, like just talking. And
did you start seeking out roles after that first game or the first show that you did with LeBron?
No, because I got told no like hundreds of times because my height. Got told no hundreds of times.
Really?
Hundreds. I mean, like maybe
you had tried after.
Yeah, like 300 times. Like, wow. and I kept getting no. Thank you for trying. Thank you for replying, or thank you for your interest, but no, And there was a movie called Just Right with Common and Queen Latifah, and I played a basketball player. The only black Polish basketball player ever in the world, and that was cool, and I think that opened my eyes up to the money that's in that realm. Yeah, because I was filming for 3 days, made almost $20,000.
Nice.
It was crazy though, but we worked hard. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the 4 days of shooting. Right?
Yeah, like
sun up, sun down,
15, 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I think that opened my eyes, but that gave me a harsh reality to what people are looking for, and so I had to mature. I had to, when I did a commercial with Verizon.
Yeah.
And they only use like, I filmed like a day and a half and they only used 2 seconds. I was like, damn, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? And then, like when I did a Lowe's commercial with Jay Wright, back then he was a Villanova coach, and they used maybe 1.2 seconds on my face. Like, damn, I can't even pause it. That's how fast they use it. And so, it's just little by little, it opened my eyes to what Hollywood is. Yeah. It's like you get told yes maybe 2% of the time. But you just have to put yourself out there. What I say to myself, the only way to get out there is to get out there.
When you were doing this, were you looking to get into acting, or was
I was.
it? Okay.
I was.
All right.
And it was hard because I can act my ass off. You know, the thing
was that something you did like coming up, or was it just something that you said, look, it's something I have interest in?
No, with the Harlem Wizards was a show every single night. And for all them years I played, we played 120 to 130 games in 9 months. Every 9 months, 120 to 130 games. Yeah. Just that's
what's that like on the body?
It's rough. But the thing is, you know, you become tough.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it like I came home broken. Every time I came back to El Paso, I was broken. And it took me like 3 weeks just to get normal. And so when, you know, I was getting tired of it. Like the second, third year, I was like, oh my God. But then when I ironically started making more money and then started having more of a role, is when I started realizing that people, this is their first time. I know it's not mine.
Yeah.
This is their first time. So why would I hold their entertainment back because of my selfishness? So I realized I took it seriously ever since then. And every night was a show. Every night I had to act. Every night I had to fake, you know, and that's what trained me. You know, I didn't know that though. That's what trained me to be an actor. And so when like casting directors say, what classes did you take? I said, I played for the Harlem Wizards for 12 years. That was my classes. And it was like, why? I had to act every single night. And I had to do that 9 months out the year. And
the Harlem Wizards doesn't have any association with the Harlem Globetrotters.
No. What they do, you know, like people don't know this, but the Harlem Globetrotters are 100% profit. So what the Harlem Wizards did, we went into communities. We played smaller venues, high schools, colleges, and fundraised and gave back to the community that brought us in. So we would. That's why I stuck with them so long.
Yeah. Because
it was worth it. You know, I wasn't just making a check. I was giving back to people.
Yeah.
Like this one time, God rest his souls, when Sandy Hook happened.
Yeah.
We played a game there, like a week after it happened. And, you know, like we didn't charge nobody. We didn't do anything. We didn't make no profit from that. It was just out like they needed the love. They needed to forget for a second and just be happy, you know. And boy, I gave 150% of all my, and I was absolutely exhausted after that game because I gave everything to make sure they were happy. I gave everything. And that was one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Not in my Harlem Wizards career, my life.
Wow. And
you know, they were so appreciative. So many people came up to me crying, thank you. You made us smile. You made us smile. Like, we needed that.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew, like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to stick with the Wizards.
Was this before or after? Because you play pro ball, right?
Yes.
In
Poland, China, Australia, Tokyo, Mozambique, Germany, where else? A few other places.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was when you started doing the charity playing. Was it after the injury or was it before?
After.
Right
after, yeah. Like it was because it took me about almost a year to heal. Yeah. Almost. And then, you know, I got back because, like, luckily I had one of the best trainers, Yvonne. Shout out to Yvonne, one of the best trainers in the world working with me. And God rest his soul, too, Rob Gotlin, he did my surgery.
How do you get that confidence back, man? I know because I tore my LCL, my PCL doing jiu-jitsu.
Wow. So
I know how it is to get back and getting that confidence just to put that weight back on that. How did you feel? I mean, the first time you stepped back on the court?
My teammates was laughing at me. They was like, I dunked like a woman. because you know, that was my first time actually running, but it takes time because they fix it for a reason. It's fixed. Yeah. Now mentally you have to get past that hurdle. Yeah. And when I got past, like, it took a while. It took like 4 months, full months, but I had to train myself. I had to tell myself, like, over and over again, like hundreds of times, that it's fixed. It's fixed.
Yeah.
It's fixed.
Yeah. You just don't have that same confidence on it, right?
No.
So go ahead, shoot.
G3.
G3.
Gotta be a hit.
It's a hit.
Yeah, it's gotta be a hit.
G3. Right back.
Yeah, it's a hit. So what? So what is a hit? So what? Doesn't matter.
One of the bigger ones. All right. I read also that you had you were on the Beat the Cube with Dwayne Wade.
Yes.
What was Dwayne like?
That man, again, is one of the most humble people I've ever met. He was more excited for us than we were excited for ourselves.
Yeah.
With our basketball background, I think that's why they casted us.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think that's why they casted us. But, we talked to him more loosely. People think that we were just there for an hour. No, we were there for almost 10 hours. And so, we really got to know him. And it was the height of COVID. And so he was like, hey, come back to the hotel, have dinner with me and Gab. The baby's coming. And his agent was like, no, it's COVID. No. Like, we can't do that, especially around the baby. He's like, oh, sorry, man. And it was so cool just being around him. And then being with the people behind the scenes also. Because, again, it was COVID. They didn't have no audience. So the people that was cheering for us were the people, the makeup, the hair, the wardrobe, the director, the producer. And it was cool just being in a production like that with my wife, though. Like me, like I love it for me, but being like exposing her to that world, she was like, oh, this is so great. And then, like when we won the money, it was like even crazier because me and Sam, me and my wife, boy, we are hyper competitive. Do not make us go 1-on-1. Do not, unless you want to be there for 3 hours and you want to see some blood. Like one time we played 1-on-1, I hit her on my shoulder. She was bleeding. And she's like, nah, I'm good. She was like leaking blood. I don't know. She's like, I'm good. Come on, let's go. Keep going. I said, babe, you're bleeding. No. It's all right. Whatever. Let's do it. Come on. And so like, to her, she was like fired up. To me, I'm like, oh my God, this is so sexy. but D-Wade was, man, he was so cool. And I would say if he wasn't like a notable name in the world, you wouldn't like think that he was him because he was just so damn humble. Yeah. And so like when we won the $50,000 and we went up to like the quick, the interview, do the interview, he said his agent was like, yeah, D-Wade wants to speak to you real fast. And then he jumped on me. He's like, I know you could take my weight. I'm so happy for you. And then, like we took the picture and then he was like, man, he was like, you understand, like, first of all, being a black man, and second of all, being a basketball player, not being known just for playing ball. He said, you doing it, man. You doing it. He said, I'm gonna see you around. I know I am. And that was very like, man, I'm doing something right. Something. It was cool though.
That's awesome. So you've had a lot of opportunities, but is the Squid Game, and I'm gonna flip and I'm gonna start talking about the Squid Game because I know a lot of people watching this are gonna want to know a little bit more. So we got some Squid Game questions, okay. But was the Squid Game the biggest show you've been on?
By far.
Yeah.
100 times 100 by far. I didn't think so initially because I scrolled past the application twice. I was like, oh yeah, whatever, just season 2, whatever. I'm not being a background. No. Boom. Saw it again. Oh shit. Oh, this is real. Seeing again. Oh my God. Like this is real. Like, okay, let me apply for this. Nah, let me not apply for it. Nah, I was going back and forth and I just said, fuck it. Let me apply for it. And so I literally said in my 1-minute video, I'm tall, I'm from New York, I live in El Paso, I play basketball, I'm TJ.
I read that it was done like 20 minutes before the deadline.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. And it was like, sir, we need more because you said nothing. And I'm like, this is really real. Oh, okay. And then it was supposed to be, I was supposed to submit the application, the video, but they ended up just talking to me for like a half hour. And so it was like, yeah, you know, we have you in consideration, yada, yada. And that process went from a day to 2 months almost, because I applied at near Halloween and got the confirmation mid-December.
Wow.
And so that was stressful.
So the turnaround's been pretty quick on the turnaround when they.
I mean, I was one of the last ones casted. I was like one of the last 20 casted. And so, you know, people applied in August.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why not? What's the worst that could happen? They could say no. That was been my attitude for anything I applied for. Like, what's the worst? They're gonna say no.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, but the thing is, people don't know this. Everybody wants to apply. They made us do a mental health check with an actual psychiatrist, and then
what was that like?
It was it was just a conversation, but they was like looking for anything. Like
what were they trying to find? Like,
you crazy? It was trying to find if he was crazy. No.
Or you think they were trying to find like edgy characters, people that they can find like that are going to be good on camera.
And they made us do a physical exam with an actual doctor.
Yeah.
So they was like, hey, here goes a doctor that's around your area. Go to him, and you don't have to do anything else. And like literally, he wanted us to make sure we were good mentally and physically before we did anything, which is, I can't say that about many reality shows. They just cast you and be like, oh, yeah, you're good. I assume you're good. But, yeah, it was crazy.
Go ahead, shoot.
H3. That's a hit. Get him out of here, ref.
That's a hit.
Get him out of here. H3.
All right. I'm going to go with G6.
G6. Damn it. That's a hit.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the first night like? And hit that intro.
Okay.
What was the first night like there at Squid Games?
Are you done? Are you done? Nah, the first night, okay, I'm going to do the timeline. We fly to London. The taxi ride is 2 hours from the airport to the London Bridge Hotel. And then they have us sit in the hotel, like the lobby, basically getting our rooms, getting all our stuff. And then we have to completely isolate. We can't talk to anybody. You know, like, but you put 100 people in the lobby, we're gonna talk. Yeah. And so, you know, like we were talking. I told this one lady, her name is Mimi, great person. You know, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm now, like, I talked to her and she's like, I feel like she's talking too much. So she's nervous. I get it. I'm nervous too. So I'm like, I like, hey, I'm gonna go in this corner and just sit down because they don't want us to talk. And so I'm observing people. Now I'm like because my nickname's Tomahawk, right? And my boy Arthur, he says, yo, what's that look on your face? You be in the hawk mode, right? Because I always observe people from afar. And so like I was observing so many people and looking at their mannerisms, looking at how they act, listening to how they talked. Yeah. And so, you know, I stayed quiet for like, we was in the hotel for 2 days. So I stayed completely quiet. Like, didn't say a word to nobody. People was like, oh, he must be a basketball player. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. Because I don't talk back. And then I point to the sign because when we was at lunch,
was that part of the strategy?
I mean, no. But the thing is, you know, like I had to get to know people.
It was just your comfort zone and what you're used to. Like you go in the situation, observe,
and then react. Yeah. So I pointed to it was lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I pointed to the sign. Do not talk to each other. Every time somebody tried to talk to me, do not talk to each other. And then we had to wear the mask, the COVID mask, and all that stuff. And the first night of like your phones, you have to confiscate your phones now. Fuck, it's real. And I told Sam, I told the kids, it was like the better I do is the longer you won't hear from me. And so the first night, it was like we're leaving at 2 a.m. Like, damn, what? Why? So I thought that we could take shit. Nah. We couldn't take anything. And then the 2.5 hour bus ride, people were talking, but it was out of nervousness and excitement. Like, yo, what's going on? So we get to this, it was sunrise, and we get to this airport hangar. And we're like, what the hell is going on? And so they put our cluster.
Are they filming any of this?
No, none.
Okay.
So they put our like tents in a cluster, number of clusters. So like it's like 140 to 205, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I get to meet the people in there. Some people were being dicks, but other people was just observing. And so you know, it was like maybe 15 degrees in the tent, but they had like 3 space heaters, right? So I got to know people because we're sharing a space heater and we're freezing. And but they gave us coffee. I was like, nope, I can't drink that coffee because I don't know what's gonna happen. Because I don't want to shit myself in anything that happens. So after like 4 hours of waiting, they finally, you know, say, hey, go in this line, leave everything back. And they gave us like dummy mics, right, around our necks. So they start interviewing some people, you know, as y'all seen like Brighton, you know, 161-432, a couple other people talking about the game. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like another thing they didn't show, they had somebody explain the rules to us personally. It wasn't like, oh, yeah, you seen the show, do your thing. No, there was an adjudicator, and she told us the rules on how everything's supposed to be, you know, how everything is. And then what she told us, she was like, when the doll turns around, you have to stand still for up to 15 to 35 minutes, depending on whatever. And we were like, what? What? In this cold? Hell no. What's going on? And so, because they needed a shot. And we was like, whatever.
Yeah, that was one of my questions I was going to ask was how long did the red light, green light?
For me, you ain't shit. For me, it was 8 hours. For me personally.
8 hours.
8 hours, yes.
For that one scene. That
1 5-minute game. And
8 hours.
8 hours. Legit. 8 hours. No bathroom breaks. Okay.
What was it that took so long?
They had to get so they varied in between drone shots and actual manual shots. So they had to get people's faces, people reactions
and stuff like that.
You know, like, and there were certain people in there that they privilege reeked because they didn't think that it would be this hard. So a lot of people were upset.
Yeah, because I noticed a lot of people emotional. That one girl that basically gave up.
Yeah, but
you think it was the time
the squat?
Yeah,
she held that squat for 35 minutes.
All right, that explains why she gave up.
Minutes. I couldn't hold a squat for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I'd be crying my ass off.
Wow. And
so she held that squat, and literally the moment she gave up is the moment when the doll turned back around. Like maybe like 4 or 5 seconds when she said I give up.
Yeah.
The doll turned around and we can move again.
Wow.
But there were people fainting. There was one lady that had a seizure. I was very nervous for her. You know, and we called medic, and they gave us medic breaks, right?
Yeah.
So they gave us like 4 medic breaks. We can squat, we can sit, but we have to stay in that area. We couldn't move forward, move back, side to side. And it took me 2 times to get over the start line. That's how far in the back I was. So, and they said if you intentionally bump into people, you're eliminated automatically. So I had to zigzag. And you could imagine running for 4 seconds and holding still for 35 minutes. And I was shivering. They let that go. I was shivering. Like literally like 15 degrees outside with the green sweatsuit on.
Damn.
With a thermal on the shirt with 2 pairs of socks.
Damn.
Like,
go ahead, shoot.
I3. That's a hit.
I3.
That's a hit.
That's a miss.
What?
That's a miss.
That is absolute horseshit. Oh, Lord have Jesus. All right.
All right. I'm going to go with G2.
Miss. Damn, that sucks.
Damn.
Yeah, same. Okay. But there's a lot. There's some TikToks out there. You know, like how the world is when they make their own narrative.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, they slowed down time for this lady. Absolutely fucking not. I was one of the last people to make it. Literally, like, the last maybe 10 people to make it, right?
Really?
10, 15 people. And, like,
So what was really hard about that challenge? Was it the standing still, or was it navigating through not trying to pump into
the standing
people?
still.
Yeah.
When your feet are throbbing, you know, and standing still for that long.
Gotcha.
So it was just so much shit happening. Like there was a great squibbing that they don't show. The great squibbing.
Yeah.
So 32 people got eliminated right in front of me. And the vest, people don't realize how loud them shits were.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because that was like a device that you guys wore right under.
Mm-hmm. And because it linked
like
up.
a popping sound or
Yes.
something?
It linked up to all the motion cameras above us. There was like 15 rows of 5 motion cameras like above us. And so like they seen everything. So nobody can cheat if they wanted to. There was this guy like eking ahead like inch by inch when the doll was going. He got eliminated. Oh, this is bullshit, yada yada. Sir, I seen you sneaking up little by little. And then there's one lady, she was adjusting her pants when everybody adjusting like her pants when everybody was standing still. Ma'am, you're going to get eliminated. Why are you yelling at them? Like,
wow.
It was, like I said, privilege reeked.
Yeah.
And so when I made it personally, I just screamed. I was like, yeah. Ah. Like you see me briefly in the background when the mother and son.
Yeah.
You see me briefly. Yeah. And that was a moment, man.
Did you, when you were standing in that last time around, did you look around? There's 10 people and it's you and the older lady. You're like, man, how did I end up in this? Like, I'm the most athletic person here, man.
You know what? Yes. I was like, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. I'm like a foot taller than half the people here. And
what took you so long to get to the
Because
front?
I had to zigzag.
Okay.
I had to go diagonal, because people, when they got eliminated, they asked us to fall and dramatically. They asked us.
Yeah.
And so people would fall dramatically, but be in my fucking way. So we couldn't jump over them. We couldn't run over them.
All right.
And so it was just.
That was the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you guys didn't know that, like, you didn't think as a strategy, I'm gonna wiggle my way to the front?
No. Because we were cold.
Before it started, you didn't think.
Listen, we thought that, but like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until you get hit in the face.
Yeah.
Everyone. And we got socked. And my plan went out the window the first time the doll turned around. And it was rough. It was one of the most difficult things mentally, physically, and emotionally that I've ever been through in my life.
Were you there, like, or is it like an out-of-body kind of experience where you're seeing it, but you're kind of like...
It was half and half, because I was there, I was focused, but I was like visualizing myself finishing. And that's part of manifestation, visualizing.
Yeah.
So...
What was the food like?
Food was shit.
Go ahead, shoot.
The food was shit. What the fuck? E3. Gotta be E3.
That's a hit.
Yeah. To sing it?
Yeah, you sang it.
I sank your battleship.
G7?
G7. Nope, you already got that one.
Oh, okay, so all right.
Yeah, is that your turn?
Yeah, that was my turn.
Okay. Sank battleship, by the way.
What was the food like?
Food was shit. We got runny oatmeal every morning. Like little bit of clumps in there, just mostly water. What else? Our lunch was absolutely fucking hard. Like we had cold pasta with peas in it. I've never had pasta with peas in it. We had rice, like half cooked rice with a burnt sunny side egg. What else? There was one night we got a boiled chicken, like they would give to a dog, like literal boiled chicken and cold rice.
Damn.
Our steak dinner was hamburger helper. Like,
damn.
Legit, people was like shredded.
Just trying to save on that budget, right?
Like, it was crazy, and only thing we could drink was water, but our bodies were like shutting down on us because we were eating only 800 calories a day, and when we ate that food, it was like
So that first episode where the guy's going around and eating other cans and shit, like trying to get doubles and stuff like that.
Yeah, understandable.
That was probably just because because he.
It was understandable. Yeah, but privilege reeked.
Yeah, was that any good anyway?
Hell no. Shit was. I didn't even know, to be honest. I waited in line. I said, "Somebody take my food. I'm smacking the shit out of them." I literally said that out loud, and because I don't play with my food. That's one thing. I'm a big guy. I eat a lot, but I'm willing to accept like I'm not gonna eat as much as I like here, and so it was crazy because people would complain about the food. Obviously, it's supposed to fucking break us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I will always say that. I said, this is bin activity. They're like, what's bin activity? This is like jail, like prison activity.
Man, that was one of my questions I was going to ask you. It's like the dorm area, it kind of resembled like a prison, man.
Literally, like we had to make up our own games. We played a volleyball game.
Yeah.
We made a net from tied up jackets.
Yeah.
And my dude, Chase, he made a ball from underwear and socks and hair ties. And we played football with that. We played football, volleyball, what's it, the hacky sack?
Hacky sack.
Yeah, hacky sack. And we had to be our own entertainment. But they said they were against it though. They didn't like that. Production didn't like that because they were like, we don't like you liking each other. Like not like each other. Stop it. And they would.
At any point that they hype up the drama to make it like, I have a couple friends that have worked like on like Love and Hip Hop and different stuff like that, and they talk about how that's hyped up to just excite the drama and stuff like that.
No.
Did you ever feel anything like that?
No, I mean they guided some of our conversations, like hey, go talk to him or go talk to her, but not like, hey, say this, say that.
Yeah.
But they would have us like just guide us to talk to each other, and like whatever came out that conversation was authentic, was true, but. They didn't make us. They just said, hey, go talk to him. Go talk to him real fast. Yeah. Go talk to him.
How was it sleeping in the dorm? Did you get much sleep?
It was the fucking worst. First of all, I didn't fit in the bed. My fucking feet was off the bed, so I had to sleep diagonal. Second, the pillow was like a jail pillow, like a stepchild pillow. Yeah. Like you got one flat ass pillow. So what I did every night, I took off my sweatpants, made an extra pillow underneath it.
Yeah.
So the blanket was short. So it was either my ankles or my chest was out. And so like I had to use like some days I used the blanket for my legs and my jacket for my upper part or vice versa. And people were like like it sounded like a fucking chainsaw, like it was crazy, and there was multiple people. And don't get me wrong, one night after a game, I left my mic on. I said, y'all gonna hear me snore tonight. Y'all about to suffer tonight. Y'all better mute me or something. And I know I snored my ass off because I was tired. And they was like, TJ, hey, you need to take off your mic every night.
What were you guys able to change out your clothes? Did you wear the same clothes over it? Or so you didn't wash it?
No.
How many days in total were you there?
I was there 5 weeks.
5 weeks?
5 weeks. We had one change in 5 weeks, and that was towards the end. The reason why it was towards the end because of the glass.
That must have been real musky.
Boy, it smelled like hate. Smelled like a straight emotion. It made me upset. You know how like the weather, like cold. It's so cold, you're mad. It stank so bad. I was pissed, and that's not because people were dirty though. We were allowed to take showers anytime there was no game or nothing.
Just the uniform, can't wash it.
We can't wash it. It stank. And boy, they said you got to wear your shirt or your jacket. And I'm like, look, man, my shit stink. Like, nah.
It smelled like the locker room.
No, worse.
I know you already answered this, but your biggest alliance on the show?
Oh, high five. Cheney, Darius, Jesse, me. Yeah.
I know on during how did you feel after seeing the show back after that you stuck up a lot for 287? Mm-hmm. Ultimately, she won. How did you feel after you watched it back, seeing that the very first run she was trying to, she was kind of against you?
You know what's crazy? So after many people got eliminated, right? After maybe through a text, in person, email, Instagram, DM, whatever, every single person apologized to me because they were like, we thought it was an act. We thought you were fake. But
Do you think it was because of your acting career?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But they was like, this is really you. And like, I'm sorry. Like, for real, like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like, so many people aren't given the grace to make mistakes no more. So I like, yo, I accept your apology, but you on some bullshit. But I accept your apology. And seeing that, like seeing everything back, you know, she was like, yeah, TJ, we seen each other for the first time in LA. And she was like, TJ, like, I'm so sorry. You know, like, that I was in the moment.
She didn't break you off no bread?
The thing is, yo, like, I don't need money to be a friend. You know, like,
yeah,
I don't need that. Because honor is so rare now.
Because you blessed her with that 20.
The thing is like, yo, I told her I had her back.
Yeah.
And that was, so people think like, where did that come from? Where did their relationship come from? Second day in the dorms, we had a 5-hour conversation. That was amazing. You know, I got to know myself. I got to know her. She got to know vice versa. And I told her at the end of that conversation, I said, hey, anytime you need me, which we probably will, I got your back. Anytime. I told her that second day in the dorms. And she thought I was bullshitting. And I didn't think that she would make it that far. She didn't think I would make it that far.
Yeah.
But I told her I got her back. And you literally, when I had the 20, said, I got your back.
Yeah, I saw that. But did you feel any different after watching back
No.
like her first comments on that
Nope.
first? Nope.
Because, you know, this world has desensitized people to good people. This world thinks that everybody wants something from somebody.
Yeah.
Not just being a good person. Because like in my life, I've been through so much shit where it's made me soft, made me kind, made me empathetic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it takes so much effort being a bad person because now you have to look over your shoulder. You have to worry about what you say, worry about what you do.
Yeah.
But when you're real with yourself, you don't have to worry about that.
What made you take that leadership role? If you want, shoot. Go ahead and shoot.
Did I do this? D3?
No, you didn't do D3, but it's a miss.
What?
Yeah.
How many?
You had already
I
sunk it. Yeah.
Mother shit. Oh my God. Fucking idiot.
All right.
Lucia, where you at?
I'm going to go with C2.
C2. Hit. No. Yeah. Hit. Bam. I hate you.
There it is.
All right.
So, what made you step up to want to be that leader?
Everybody was scared to make a move. That goes back to what I was saying. When you put fear in front of a decision, you see shit that's not there.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the worst that can happen? I get fucking eliminated?
You didn't feel like, just because throughout the show, anybody who stepped up to try to be the leader, they always targeted that person.
Yeah. But the thing is, I made sure that I made time for people so they got to know me.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when the Jack in the Box, right?
Yeah.
Kyle, the guy who eliminated 179, my good friend Darius, he could have eliminated me, right? Because he said the same thing. He said he's a strong leader in this alliance. I picked 179. But I made a bond with him early when I was in the dorms because we connected on a deeper level with our children. And that was genuine. I was being 100% real with him. He always respected me in that. He said, hey, if any time you need me, I got you. It saved me.
Yeah.
Being genuine with people saved me. And you know, like, I'm glad that it was a game that got me out, not a person.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people was targeting me. But a lot of people were like, damn, he's a good guy though.
Yeah, that whole dynamic is crazy, the way that things went down and how people like played that strategy to take the front row, but that was a lot more, you're saying, that happened behind the scenes.
Yes.
That impacted what went on on camera.
Like, okay, I was on live like a week ago, and I asked somebody to break down 5 weeks and 2 days in hours. Dude said that was 1,008 hours, and they only showed 10.
Yeah.
That's just my time. So imagine a person that was there for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, a couple hundred more hours. They only showed 10 hours out of all that. They missing a lot.
What makes the leader, like, how are those, when you see those groups and the leaders are like come up, what do you think are the things that make that person the leader? Is it just the most outspoken person, or was it something else?
I say the most fearless. Fearless, because people like 4.5 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
To win.
Yeah.
You know,
especially seeing it drop every single time, right?
Yeah.
See, they literally hung it over your head.
Literally. And the thing is, like, when you, like, people, it's easy to comment or judge from the stands, right?
Yeah.
But when you're doing that, you forget about that because you don't want the people you created bonds with eliminated over some bullshit, especially.
Yeah.
So there was so many people that was eliminated over some bullshit. And I was just like the leaders, like, of each group, they would talk and you know, strategize, but every time they strategized and made a plan, it always backfired. That's why I attacked the moment. No fear, no glory.
Yeah.
If you have no fear, there won't be no glory. You know, like, you can't have glory with fear. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't, like, in your business, it's like you have to take risk.
Yeah.
You can't if you have that fear, you'll never succeed. So, like, that was my mantra the whole entire time. You know, humility and gratitude, and attack the moment.
What did you learn about yourself in this whole show?
Staying true to myself when everybody wants me to be different is one of the most hardest things in the world.
Yeah, that's real. No, I think overall, seeing everybody the way that everybody, like, it's crazy because we can stand outside, like you said. You can stand outside, come up with a plan, but once you're there and you get punched in the mouth, that whole thing goes out. It's just survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much of that do you think also impacted, like, who was the actual winner and stuff like that?
I think that it impacted, like, maybe 95%, because Mai had a great read on me. I'm an entertainer. Don't get me wrong, and I want a character. I want to portray a character that everyone wants to see. Luckily, it was myself, that character. Luckily.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are calling her a snake. Like, oh, she a snake. She's evil. But she played a game.
Yeah.
And people are so upset over a game.
Do you know what she did with the money?
I don't know. She hasn't gotten it yet. She'll get it in 2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, shit.
So, like, it's 30 days after the premiere.
Yeah.
So it played December 6th.
She'll get it minus like 30 or 40%, right?
I think that she won't. I believe. Don't get me wrong. With game shows, through my experience, she won't get taxed. With game shows,
really?
You get it in full, and then they expect you to pay the tax.
Oh yeah.
Which is
on the gains.
4.5 million.
Yeah.
You
30.
You would forget.
40%.
Yeah, I would like. Oh man, I got to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Huh? And nobody's telling me to.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not paying no taxes.
Yeah, man. That would be that's a couple million in taxes.
Like it was okay. I already looked it up. Already looked it up. You'll get 2.87 after taxes.
Okay, so yeah.
So I mean, that's still a good amount. Great amount.
Yeah, no, definitely. Do you think the bonds were worth more than the money?
Absolutely. Because, you know, obviously, money comes and goes, but time, you can't buy time. Yeah. No matter what you
build
do.
Some friendships out of the show.
Mm-hmm. And we're all in a group chat. 200 people plus is mayhem, but it's fun getting to, you know, stay relevant, like other people staying relevant in our eyes and vice versa.
That's super dope, man. Yeah. Go ahead and shoot.
I want to say F8.
That's a hit.
I'm good at this.
You found me. All right, I'm going to go with C3.
C. Miss.
Damn. All right, so tell me about the time you fell off the roof.
All right.
I want to hear a little bit more about this.
So I'm a daredevil. Like, I love, like, taking risk, right?
You were jumping from roof to roof.
In New York, the houses are close.
Yeah.
Right. So we just running and just jumping. and there was a gap that I didn't see because, okay, so like I always had long legs, right? So when the gap, you don't see this gap because they raise up the platform a little bit. I didn't see it, and I tripped.
Oh, shit.
And I said, "Oh shit!" And I'm like, I tried to catch myself, and I caught myself for like maybe a second and a half, but my momentum couldn't stop me. So I literally like fell in slow motion, and it was just 2 stories.
How old were you?
I was maybe like 13.
Damn.
And
Did you fall on your back?
No, I fell
legs?
in trash.
But on your back? Or
No, my back.
Yeah.
I smell like ass. And my mom was like, "Why do you stink? Oh my God." And I'm like, yeah. I made some stupid lie up like a dog pissed on me or something. and you know, like my mom called me, "That's why you smelling like ass that day? That's why? I would have beat your ass." I'm like, I knew you would kill me.
Go ahead, shoot.
Oh shit. No pressure. F9.
That's a miss.
Oh shit. I was confident in that one too.
D2.
D2. Miss.
Oh, interesting.
Strategy.
So how did you end up in El Paso?
Okay, so crazy story, right? So me and my wife, we were living in New York in the Bronx. We have one of the best dates we've ever had. We get front row to the Lion King musical. You know, we go to Bubba Gump's. I'm like, "Babe, get whatever you want." We both made some big money. I'm like, "Babe, just get whatever you want." So she's drinking. She's like, "I don't feel right." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Okay, you're being a pussy right now." Like, she said, "No, you a pussy. You drink it then." So my dumb ass fell for her shit. I drank it. So she said, "I really don't feel right." I'm like, "What's wrong? Did you eat something weird?" I'm like, "That's nothing." And so she throws up in the bathroom. I'm like, "Oh shit, like something is wrong now." So WebMD, you never go on WebMD if you sick. Never go on WebMD if you sick. She's like, "Babe, I got cervical cancer." "Oh my God, I got cancer." "Babe, you ain't got no goddamn cancer. Be quiet." And so we go to the doctor. She thinks she has cervical cancer for a week, right? So the doctor says, "Oh, great news." Like, "What?" "Oh, she's pregnant." Like, "Okay." Like, "How far along is she?" "She's about 6.5 months." "What?"
Damn.
"Why isn't she showing?" "Oh, that's what happens with first-time mothers who are athletes. They usually don't show till about 7 months." "We have a month and a half to prepare for a child?" Like, what? And so like I literally like 3 days later, she's like out here. Her stomach is like all the way out here. And I'm like, "Babe, you got to go to El Paso before you can't. Because I don't want our child raised the same way I was, in survival mode. Because in New York is eat or be eaten." And so, like I'm on the road consistently, with the Harlem Wizards, and she's working in the, the waitressing and the bartending. And so like I look a pregnant bartender. Like, come on.
She's from El Paso.
She's from El Paso.
Okay.
So I say, go back to El Paso, stay with your mom for a little bit. Let's figure it out like after that. And so we figured it out. We got a house, and our son was born here. Our daughter was born here. She runs Skyline Gym in the Northeast. She made 3 basketball teams that help out like people. Like, so she made a youth team, Sun City Bonafide, and 2 semi-pro teams, the Desert Lynx and the Desert Cats. And, like that's 13 years of me being here. That's what brought me here, is our son.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's your best El Paso memory?
Oof, best El Paso memory. Man. Oh, okay, it's 2. Seeing our daughter get born.
Definitely.
Right there on Alabama, that hospital in Alabama, because she's an Army brat. My wife's an Army brat. Yeah. And second, taco trucks on Dyer.
Taco trucks on Dyer.
Birria tacos.
Were you a Diablos fan?
When they were in Cohen,
Yeah.
I actually like their gear. Their gear was fire.
Yeah, yeah.
And when they went to the Southwest University thing, like I am never going there because Cohen is right down the block where we lived.
Yeah.
So, I love the Diablos. And it was so funny when they switched to the Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Our son made the news. He was like, Chihuahuas? Nah, what? Chihuahuas. And he was like 3 years old when it came out. He's like, oh, Chihuahua sounds stupid. And he made the news because of that.
Wow, man. So you've been here for a minute.
Yeah.
You're basically from El Paso.
Basically, like all my taxes come here.
Yeah. Are you still playing ball these days?
No, I actually retired in March March because it's 24, March 23.
Yeah.
And Netflix actually came and filmed one of my final games. And so whoever they deemed worthy to be interesting, they made hometown visits.
You think they're going to do that because they're going to do like a spinoff, or they're going to just do like a behind the scenes type deal?
Probably.
Is this connected to Squid Game?
Yes. Probably because, I pitched a reality show to them, and hopefully they piggyback off that. But, that game I had like a career night. I had like 10 blocks and 20 points and like 10 rebounds and played a hell of a game. And, they caught that, and I'm so glad they caught that because that was literally one of my final games. Like I think I had 2 more games after that, 3 more games after that. And the biggest thing was that I wanted to represent, to show El Paso in a positive light. El Paso, like non-Texans, non-New Mexican people, they hear El Paso, they think like sticks, horses, ranches, like movies, but I was like, no.
What was your first impression when you got to El Paso?
Where the hell's El Paso? Like, where the rest of it? But El Paso has grown significantly in 13 years.
Yeah, it has.
Significantly. And, Whataburger was my obsession when I first got out here.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way fast food tastes like this. And I ate that shit like 3-4 times a day.
Oh man, yeah. That's probably like 3:00 in the morning. Too.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
And but El Paso's giving me a lot. And I've always considered El Paso home, even though initially, because me being a New Yorker, I'm like, what the fuck is this? But like, the maturity.
What's your go-to at Whataburger?
Oh, number 4. Jalapenos and cheese, double patty. Make that a what size, please.
Damn.
And please give me an Arnold Palmer, half and half.
Nice.
Not 60-40, not 70-30, 50-50, please.
50-50.
Yeah, because they be putting too much ice. Calm down on the ice, Whataburger.
They don't got nothing like Whataburger up in New York?
Hell no. What? They got this place called Crowns, but it's a hood spot. They serve everything. I mean, like from chicken to steak to pizza. They serve it all in one spot. And it's a little weird because you're like, there's no chickens around here. Like, what is this, pigeon? Like, and like, but Crowns is like, you get a double cheeseburger or you go to Bodega, for example, and you get a pastrami sandwich on a Hero. And honey mustard, lettuce, tomato. I'm getting myself hungry.
Yeah, man, you're making us all hungry.
Man, and they got this little New York spot right down the block from here. And the guy was like, I was like, where you from, man?
Been there.
I was like,
right here downtown?
Yeah, I was like, where you from, man? I said, don't bullshit me neither. He said, from Harlem, 161st. I'm like, oh, okay. So can I talk to you in a New York way? Can I order a sandwich in New York way? He's like, oh, I miss it, please. And I ordered it. He was like, oh, yeah, you a New Yorker. And so like, it was just cool to see that, here. The vibe of New York, and just in a little spot. Obviously.
That's Sebastian's favorite spot, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I got to work with them.
Go ahead, shoot. Go ahead.
Okay. F7.
F7. F7. That's a miss.
Fucking shit. What the fuck? All right.
Yeah. All right. B2.
You sank a battleship.
All right. I knew it was that
Don't
one.
get hyped though.
Go ahead.
I'm coming back.
Run it.
Run it. We got to run it.
Yeah.
All right. G. No. Boom. Boom. E8.
E8. Yeah, that's a hit.
Bam.
You found it. All right. Let's go with a B10.
Miss.
All right. Go ahead.
D8. Got to be a hit.
Oh, that's a miss.
What? Oh, this is some bullshit.
B8.
Nope. B8. No, B8. Wait. Hold on a sec. Yeah, that's a hit.
Found it.
No, I'm like green.
Go ahead.
B8. B8 in the middle. Okay. G8. Did I say G8 already? No, I didn't.
G8.
Gotta be a hit. Gotta be a hit.
G8?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a hit.
Bam.
C8.
Miss.
All right. I know the direction that's going.
Okay. H8.
That's a hit.
Bam. Damn.
B7.
B7. This is almost exactly what happened in the show, too. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh. Oh, sorry, because I'm trying to, like, really win this. Sorry.
He's going in.
I'm trying to really, I'm like. All right. All right. I8.
I8. That's a hit.
Bam.
That's a sink.
And that's the game. 2 battleships.
Really?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
You almost had one.
Damn, TJ.
You almost had one, though. You missed it, though. Look at that.
Captain. What?
Yeah.
Did I skip one?
My captain. Yes, you skipped
Man.
one. You thought you sanked it, huh?
Damn.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Bam.
TJ's the winner.
Yeah.
He wins $100.
Dang.
So I want to ask you this. On episode number 3, you during your interview, you talked about being spiritually rich.
Yeah, morally.
How does one become spiritually and morally rich, man?
You have to humble yourself enough to believe in something more powerful than you in this world.
Yeah.
Not just like in the physical, in the spiritual world too. It may not be Jesus, God, Buddha, whatever, but it is a higher power than you. And you have to understand that there is. And so when you become spiritually rich, you're able to give light to other people. And when you become morally rich, you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labors.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned in your coaching career?
Shit ain't easy. Because me personally, me being a player, working hard, it gives you results, obviously. Yeah. But when, as a coach, you can't work for them.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the hardest things is teaching correctly, not just from a basketball sense, but from a human aspect.
Yeah.
Because if you expect yourself out of others, you're going to fail quick. Really, really, really quick. And
is that your passion these days?
Yes, actually.
Coaching?
Yes. Me and Sam, we coach in Northern New Mexico College next to Santa Fe. And these women, they are resilient because what they went through in previous years, no human being should be put through. Forget about a basketball player. No human being should be put through. And our challenge was gaining their trust and allowing them to grow. And because this is the age where you mold people, like not just women or men, humans in general, like from 18 to 25, that's when they find themselves. That's their core memories as an adult. Yeah. Because I can go back to 22 years old and be like, I met Sam at 20, almost 23 years old, and she was going on 20. And that's one of my core memories, Yeah. But, it was just, realizing that you cannot expect yourself out of others that you're teaching, because you're learning them as much as they're learning you.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's big, but before we close up, I want to do one last challenge, if you're open to it.
I'm down.
All right. So we'll run that, but I'm going to close up this episode so that way we can run it, because the guys are going to take the cameras off the tripod and everything. So all right. So TJ, I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you sharing your story, and real inspiring. Just I learned a lot just of talking to you about about the conversation we were having about the dark side and how to get through some of that. And the show was nerve-wracking to me when watching it, man. I'm just like, man, like the first episode, I was like, that shit was raw. Do you one last question? Do you hope that they're going to run it back? Do you think they're going to run it back?
I hope so. Yeah. I actually got a good idea that I'm going to post in my TikTok later.
Nice.
So
check out TJ's TikTok.
Yeah.
Check him out on social media, on Instagram and on TikTok, guys. Go support him, and we'll catch you on the next time, TJ. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks. All right, that's a wrap, guys. See you guys later.